Hey everybody on YouTube, this is Kyle Snyder once again, aka Eclipton, and week 5 of the 2015 NFL season is in the books, and boy, there have been some unpredictable moments in it. There have been some crazy endings so far, but there have been some things that, of course, were not unpredictable that we saw coming a mile away, such as the New England Patriots once again being the dominant force in the AFC, the Indianapolis Colts once again being on top of the AFC South division, and of course the Green Bay Packers being the kings of the NFC side. But anyway, on to the purpose of this video. As many of you know, the Sunday night game for week 6 is going to be the New England Patriots versus the Indianapolis Colts, which is a classic rivalry in all of the NFL, one of the top 10 all-time rivalries throughout the history of the National Football League. You know, I, of course, am an Indianapolis Colts fan, and hopefully the Colts are healthy enough to stand a chance against the Patriots. But of course, the Patriots are probably going to exploit the same weaknesses the last time the Colts played against them. But anyways, to honor the New England Patriots, to honor my rivals, I thought I'd do a top 10 list of of who I think are the best New England Patriots of all times. Since NFL Network has not yet done this list, I figured I'd beat them to the punch once again. So here we go, the top 10 New England Patriots of all times. Number 10, Adam Vinatieri. I know it's unusual for me to put a kicker on this list, but Adam Vinatieri's legacy can't be ignored. I mean, he scored 1,000 points for the New England Patriots. He scored 1,000 points for the Indianapolis Colts. But I mean, without Adam Vinatieri, the Patriots dynasty probably wouldn't have happened, because as you know, in the tuck rule game, he kicked a very difficult 45-yard field goal in the snow with the wind blowing at him. I mean, if he hadn't have made that kick, the Patriots wouldn't have gone on to win the Super Bowl that year. And the Patriots would have been just another team in the NFL. But obviously, Adam Vinatieri is one of the best kickers in the NFL. He's still kicking to this day. Who knows when he'll retire? I mean, he's in his 40s, so it's got to be soon. But nevertheless, Adam Vinatieri makes this list just barely. Anyways, number 9, Vince Wilfork. Obviously, he was an anchor to the defensive line for many years for the New England Patriots. I mean, he was big, he was tough, he found ways to disrupt the opposing team's offensive line, to allow him or other defensive players to get through, to get to the quarterback, or to get tackles for a loss. Vince Wilfork was an irreplaceable leader for the New England defense. I mean, right now he's on the Houston Texans, I believe, and he's probably going to retire there, but obviously he was one of the most impressive defensive linemen the Patriots ever had. Number 8, Logan Mankins. Now, I know it was difficult for me to decide which offensive lineman should make this list, but ultimately I went with Logan Mankins. He did a great job defending Brady for many years, preventing Brady from getting sacked. I mean, there are probably other offensive linemen that probably could have made this list, but to me, Logan Mankins stood out the best. I mean, yeah, he didn't play that many years for the New England Patriots. I mean, he was eventually traded over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but nevertheless, he did a very impressive job defending Brady from getting sacked. And, I wish the best for Logan Mankins. Hopefully he can help revitalize the whatever team he plays on now, but obviously he did a good job during his time in the Patriots. Anyways, number 7, Ty Law, who I consider the best defensive back to play for the New England Patriots. He had 61 interceptions. He was a key player throughout the early 2000s, during the time the Patriots won their first 3 Super Bowls. Yeah, he was without a doubt one of the most important defensive players to build up the Patriots dynasty. Without him, it would have been much harder for the Patriots to win the Super Bowls when they got to them. Anyways, next up is number 6, Tedy Bruschi. I think I pronounced that correctly. But obviously, Tedy Bruschi, a key player, another key player for the defense. He played linebacker, and there was a time when he had 4 consecutive interceptions that he returned for a touchdown. That's something that's very difficult for any defensive player to do. I mean, any defensive player can get interceptions, but to return it for a touchdown, let alone 4 in a row for touchdowns, that's something that's very difficult to do. And Tedy Bruschi, his play was so impressive that he eventually made it into the Hall of Fame. And I believe he is an analyst on ESPN or NFL Network, one of the two. I think it's ESPN. It escapes my mind at this time, but clearly he continues on with his career in football, even though he is retired. He still has the love of the game in him. Anyways, number 5, Drew Bledsoe. Before there was Brady, there was Bledsoe. And I know there were questions back when he was getting drafted, who was going to have the better career? Was it going to be Drew Bledsoe or was it going to be Rick Mirer? I mean, if you looked at both of those players' rookie years, you'd automatically think Rick Mirer, but after the rookie season, Rick Mirer went down big time. Drew Bledsoe, on the other hand, he eventually led the Patriots to Super Bowl 31, although they ended up losing to the Green Bay Packers that Super Bowl. He still continued on with the Patriots for a time. And he eventually paved the way for Tom Brady. There was a time during the 2001 season where Bledsoe got hit big time by Mo Williams, had to be sent to the hospital, almost died. He came back and he helped the Patriots. I mean, during the time that Brady got hurt during the AFC Championship game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, he came in, he helped the Patriots beat the Steelers to get to Super Bowl 36. Yeah, 36 it was. As to help them win. Of course, Brady played in Super Bowl 36, not Bledsoe, but nevertheless, without Bledsoe, the Patriots probably wouldn't have won that Super Bowl either. And obviously, Bledsoe is, he was an important anchor to the Patriots when they needed him the most. And, he definitely deserved credit for helping them win the Patriots' first Super Bowl. Anyways, number 4, Rob Gronkowski. I consider Rob Gronkowski to be one of the greatest tight ends of all time. I mean, this guy is a beast. He is nearly unstoppable. I mean, you try to defend him, he'll find a way to get past you. He'll find a way to catch the ball. I mean, Rob Gronkowski is a monster, and I have no doubt he's going to be on the New England Patriots for his entire career. I have no doubt Rob Gronkowski is going to be a future Hall of Famer. And obviously, Rob Gronkowski, well, look at the fan base, both on and off the field. I mean, he's got a bigger fan base than any tight end that I can imagine. I mean, I can't think of a more charismatic tight end than Rob Gronkowski. And obviously, he couldn't be ignored to be on this list. Anyways, number 3, Randy Moss. I consider Randy Moss to be the greatest wide receiver in the NFL who never won the Super Bowl. And it is a shame that Randy Moss never won the Super Bowl because he definitely deserved to win it. I mean, this guy could make catches that a lot of wide receivers could not. I mean, he would make one-handed catches like they were nothing. I mean, there was a game against the Jets where Darrelle Revis was trying to defend him. Randy Moss blasted by him. Randy Moss, one-handed catch, touchdown. I mean, obviously he has the greatest hands out of a lot of wide receivers. I mean, Randy Moss, no doubt he's going to go to the Hall of Fame as soon as he's eligible. I just wish that he could have won a Super Bowl in order to further solidify his legacy. It's just too bad that he couldn't. Anyways, number 2, Bill Belichick. I know Bill Belichick has made a lot of questionable decisions during his time as head coach of the New England Patriots, but you know what? It doesn't matter what a lot of people think. His actions got results. He's made it to the playoffs virtually every season that he's been in with the New England Patriots. Obviously, the 2002 and 2008 seasons were entirely different stories, but you know what? Bill Belichick, he is arguably the best head coach that ever coached for the New England Patriots. You know, him and Bill Parcells. Of course, Parcells left after 1996. You know, Bill Belichick came in 2000, 2001, I believe, you know, to help build up the Patriots to what they are, one of the greatest dynasties of all time. Yeah, so obviously Bill Belichick deserved a very high spot on this list. And the number 1 New England Patriot of all time, as many of you have probably guessed, Tom Brady. I mean, Tom Brady, no doubt he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, he's made a lot of great plays. He's got the 4 Super Bowls, which only 2 other quarterbacks have, you know, which are Joe Montana and Tedy Bruschi. A lot of people say that Tom Brady's better than Montana. Of course, people argue that Montana is better than Tom Brady. But regardless of what you think, Tom Brady is without a doubt the greatest Patriot of all time. You know, he's got the statistics to prove it. More than 50,000 passing yards, more than 400 touchdowns. And of course, he's still got a few years left in the tank. You know, obviously, a few more than Peyton Manning will have. Tom Brady, without a doubt, the number 1 New England Patriot of all time. So that's my top 10 list. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.